What is up, guys? EJ here, aka Puckbond007, and welcome to the Movie Reviewers 100, this great collaboration channel on YouTube and Facebook that I'm proud to be a part of. So this week is a really good week. It's Rachel Weisz week. Rachel Weisz, one of my favorite British actresses. Always liked her ever since I saw her in the first Mummy film. Yeah, she's very sexy, sort of has an exotic, interesting look for what I would normally consider a British actress. She can be funny, she can be sexy, very smart, but she can also be very, very warm and sort of caring and sympathetic. Just a really good actress, and she's not that warm in this movie that I'm going to talk about, which is a romantic comedy from 2008. And that is definitely maybe one of my favorite romantic comedies of recent years, of the past 5 years or so, 6 years. From the makers of Notting Hill and Love Actually, two great comedies, romantic comedies of the 2000s as well. The film's written and directed by Adam Brooks. He hasn't really directed anything else of note, but he's written and worked on some other romantic comedies over the years. French Kiss, he wrote. What else did he do? He did Practical Magic from '96. He also worked on Wimbledon, which is one of my favorite sort of sports romantic comedies with Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany. He also wrote the Bridget Jones sequel, Edge of Reason. So yeah, he's worked on these type of films before, but this is a really fun and interesting and very nice movie. Ryan Reynolds plays a dad, a ad executive living in New York, of course, who's caring after his young daughter, played by Abigail Breslin. Breslin, absolutely adorable in this movie. I just love her. One of the best young actresses around. I actually saw her in two films yesterday. I watched the new film that came out last year, August, Osage County. She was in that as well. So I had a Abigail Breslin double bill. So yeah, he goes one day to pick her up from school, where all the parents are up in arms because their kids have just found out about sex ed, and Abigail Breslin comes home repeating the word penis and vagina over and over, and so she basically wants her dad, Ryan Reynolds, to tell the story of him and his mom, or her mom, because he's getting a divorce from her mother. So it's sort of a 2-hour weird episode of How I Met Your Mother, but it's more like who is the mother in this story. And it's a story about three different women that starts off back in 1992. That's one thing I love about the movie, is it takes place during the 90s. He works for the Young Republicans. He's actually working on Bill Clinton's campaign in 1992 to become president. He works on the Young Republican staff in New York. So that's where the film sort of jumps off as he tells this story. And the three women in the film, the first one is played by Elizabeth Banks, who plays Emily, his sort of college sweetheart, who he left Madison, Wisconsin, to come to New York, obviously to get a career in politics and so on. And then while he's working in New York, he meets Isla Fisher's character. She plays sort of a spunky, fun copy editor, or yeah, she's like a coffee girl basically. Yeah, she makes copies and stuff, and they have a really fun connection. I always love the scenes with Isla Fisher and Ryan Reynolds in this movie. That's really the heart of the movie, their relationship. Isla Fisher, wonderful actress, just love her and everything she does. And the third female, of course, the third woman in this story is Summer, played by the aforementioned Rachel Weisz. Yeah, she's sort of a intellectual. She's in a relationship and sort of working under Kevin Kline, who's this he's an author and a scholar, so a little bit pretentious, and she's basically his student or something like that. and she's working and sleeping with him. But then Ryan Reynolds sort of comes in the picture after Kevin Kline. I think he gets sick or he dies, one of the two, maybe both, and they have a little thing as well. Yeah, like I said, Rachel Weisz isn't really very warm and loving in this performance, but there's touches of it. You can see it in her performance. She's just a really great actress. I've always liked her in everything she's done. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds tells this story to. It's like a bedtime story to Abigail Breslin. I love before they start how he asks her, "Are you ready?" And then she like gets in the bed and like moves the pillows around and gets her stuffed animals next to her, and then she's like, "Now I'm ready." That's a really sweet moment. Yeah, Abigail Breslin, really adorable in this movie. The three females, all great actresses: Elizabeth Banks, Rachel Weisz, and Isla Fisher. And it's a sweet, nice performance by Ryan Reynolds. Sort of has a bittersweet ending. It's sort of a typical romantic comedy in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it isn't. And that's why I liked it a lot, and liked it again last night when I rewatched it. Derek Luke is also in the film. He's one of the guys that Ryan Reynolds works with when he goes to work for Bill Clinton's campaign. Um, yeah, it's got a great soundtrack, great '90s soundtrack. There's lots of talk of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana and stuff. Definitely, maybe from 2008. That is my choice for Rachel Weisz week. Great actress. So make sure you look out for the guys' videos this week. Alan kicked off yesterday with a review of Enemy at the Gates. Awesome World War II film with Jude Law, Rachel Weisz. Is it Joseph Fiennes or Ray Fiennes? One of the Fiennes, and Ed Harris. Awesome sniper World War II movie. I love that movie. So yeah, thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.